And it's the biggest entertainment stories from the weekend coming up right here. This is Tea Time. Hello there, and thanks for joining us on the program. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo with my usual duo. I'm here with Lakwe Banjo and Ife Oshunkeye.
That's scary when you say your usual duo, like the
scary
evil ones.
The usual suspects.
The usual suspects.
Should I have said the usual trio?
Trust suspects.
Suspect to be better.
So how was the weekend?
Not bad. Actually, I went to the beach yesterday. It was really nice.
Oh,
and I was just telling her she didn't call me to come.
I did. I called you 3 times.
You didn't call
Did
me.
you actually swim?
Yeah, I did. I went into the sea. It was nasty, though.
Or you just had your feet in the water?
You're so disgusting. Have you seen the sea?
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize yesterday.
The last time I was there, I saw Pampers.
Oh. Yeah.
I can't even believe you just said that. Anyway, we're quickly moving on to the biggest entertainment stories from this weekend. First up is this happy one on Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. Both Game of Thrones stars are now married. So this is quite a happy, interesting story that took place over the weekend. And what's interesting is the fact that both of them started on the show together. I think this was like in 2012 or 2015.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
So 2012.
Yeah, so this is quite interesting. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't actually believe that it's the both of them got married, because they were a couple, weren't they, on the show?
Well, actually, when they first started, they weren't a couple. They became a couple on the show.
Yeah. What I mean is that on Game of Thrones, they were a couple.
Well, not
Yeah,
like
that's
they
what
were
I mean.
a couple.
That's what I'm saying. In real life and in Game of Thrones, they both came as single characters, right?
Yeah.
And then they had the love interest on the show, and then they actually got together, which is really cute.
I'm about to say something X-rated.
Oh, God
Don't do
almighty.
it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I'm about to say something, but did you guys see the scene where
They had to have sex.
they made love?
Yeah.
What, in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, when
of
she was
course,
a wild
in the cave. Was
like, that stuff was just too real.
Was
for
that
them.
in the cave?
Yeah.
Afterwards, you should fall in love with whoever you play that role with.
To be honest, though,
Was that in the cave you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jon Snow does look like he would be terrible in bed, though.
It looks like it would be terrible. Why?
Because he was just really... He was a virgin, wasn't
He was a virgin.
Yeah, it was a virgin, so I think that's understandable.
But he played it well, if that's what you believe.
Yeah,
But for a virgin, he had skills, man.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Okay, let's talk about this marriage, because it took place like in Scotland. So, and let me ask you.
Aberdeenshire Castle.
Aberdeenshire, yes.
Yeah.
It did take place in Aberdeen, north of Scotland. So
Yeah,
At
northeast.
first, I was thinking, man, could she be royal? Like, why are they having their wedding at a castle?
Yeah.
But I know, for that digging, and then I discovered that, man, she's just from a very rich family that owns a castle.
Yeah. Did you see the pictures of the dad and his daughter? He was so proud of her. Did you get that feeling?
do you know what I really liked about the wedding and the pictures was that it was so simple. I mean, yeah, it was in a castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really traditional and old. But it was very, like, they had like paper hearts. So like hearts.
Confetti. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was confetti thrown at them, but then in their car, it was like a really old car. I can't remember what car it was.
Exactly.
But the car it was like a vintage car, but it was decorated with paper hearts. Like they just cut heart shapes out of paper and like decorated their car. They had like tin cans at the end of the car and stuff. It was really cute, and it wasn't like elaborate or anything like that. It was very like them, very simple, very nice. It wasn't too.
But you can't help but love the GOT family because they all turned up.
Well, not everyone.
Not all of them.
Most of them.
At least your friends turned up. Daenerys.
Most of them turned
So
up.
did
That's the most
what's his name?
important.
Tyrion.
Yeah, Tyrion. He turned up as well. Yeah. So
Peter Dinklage. And
Who knows if the Mad King was there?
he's dead.
Yeah, but come on, he's not dead in real life.
Oh, but the Mad King isn't played by anyone. You're talking about Daenerys' dad?
Yeah.
We don't see Daenerys' dad.
we didn't see.
Well,
Do
I
you
was just
watch
hoping.
Game of
No, I was
Thrones?
just hoping it would be there. The fact that it wasn't, at least let us see him at the wedding.
Oh
like,
my God,
come
he's
on,
a
guys.
picture. Like, he's drawn.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, he doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
No, he doesn't.
No,
Let's leave it at that. Anyway,
didn't get the
Ife,
joke,
did you see?
don't worry.
Ife, did you see
Guess
this?
it was a boring
Ife, did you
joke.
see this coming? Did you see this wedding coming?
Yeah, they've been engaged for a year.
No. Let me hear from Ife.
Well, after that scene in the cave, I just knew that, man.
Something.
Yeah, if I played that role with any girl, come on, man.
All right, then let me hear from you, Lakwe.
That's just on-screen love, isn't it? Like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not an actress,
That
but
scene actually looked real.
I really want to ask an actress or an actor, like, does it feel real? Because you know, do they actually have to sleep with each other?
No. Surely you know that, Lakwe.
No, but like, it's so intense, it looks real.
Yeah,
like,
it's all make-believe, though. They just make you believe that's it.
No, but surely they must have some sort
No,
of,
but there are some movies that it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like this Halle Berry movie.
Yeah,
I can't
that they
remember.
actually had to.
They actually did it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some movies where they actually have to have
There's some movies because they just want it to be extremely
real,
real,
yeah, as possible.
as real as possible.
But then my question
and
is,
they pay them extra money to do that.
I think in 50 Shades, don't quote me, but I think 50
Shades of Grey?
something
Some
along
parts.
those, some parts were real.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember that.
They paid her loads of money for that.
Yeah,
as well.
all right then.
But I want to know, I mean, any actors or actresses out there, do they actually catch feelings when they have like intimate scenes? Because that's really worrying. Like, because imagine if he's onto another production and he has to do the same kind of scene.
Yeah, you get jealous.
And you do know, like, the perfect example of this is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Exactly, because
he was
they
with
met
Jennifer Aniston, and then
yeah.
suddenly, like, he played Mr. and Mrs. Smith and became in love with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
And had 6 kids.
Yeah, so that,
I think these aren't the
answers
only
your
couples.
question.
I think it happens on a regular basis as well. I'm trying to remember. I think the guys in Twilight.
That's true. But they
true.
broke up. But yeah, he was cheating after a while. But So I mean, I'm happy for Kit. I was going to call him
Miley
John.
Cyrus as well. They met with Chris Hemsworth at the time. Yeah, they met on set.
It happens a lot. I mean, in Hollywood, I guess it's a lot more popular because those are the kind of people you rub shoulders with. You work with that person. You see them after work. So yeah, no, it makes sense as to why. But I'm really happy for them. They're really sweet together. They've been engaged for a year, so it was about time they got married. Her dad's really, really well off, so they had a nice little reception in a castle.
Do you think by any chance it's because both of them are English?
Well, she's Scottish.
Well, it's still the UK or the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but they're not English. Scottish.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking. I meant UK.
What do you think? Do I think that what is because
Both of them are from the UK because go on.
No, your question is what?
Do you think both of it was the whole relationship was as a result of because of the both of them?
I think it's more about
it was just about love.
Yeah, I think because they really got to know each other on set. You know, you spend a lot of time with the person. Probably had loads in common, and most of the time, people that end up on these kind of films probably went to the same drama school, probably know the same kind of people, so they probably had mutual friends, which is lovely.
All right then. Time to take a quick break. When we return, we'll be bringing you news on Small Doctor, the Actors Guild of Nigeria's president, Emeka Rollas. Don't go anywhere.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Think Zenith. In today's fast-moving, fast-changing world, you need a financial partner that understands your unique expectations. A bank with presence in major financial centers across the world, with the enabling platform to facilitate seamlessly, whenever, wherever, however. A bank with best-in-class financial solutions from a superb combination of technology and human touch for easy, fast, and secure banking that creates real value. Turning dreams into reality is now in your hands. People, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa, and we're about to bring you our next story, which is on Small Doctor. Now, according to the Nigerian singer, President Buhari didn't give him 2 million naira. So, some time back, they went for dinner with the president.
Ramadan, right?
Ramadan, yeah. So, Ife, tell us a little bit about this, your initial reaction.
Well, my initial reaction was like, what? Buhari gave out 2 million? I don't think that's true. You get it? Because
Why do you not think that's true? Do you think is that not something the president can do?
Buhari's regime is known for keeping their money to themselves. Like, money is not in circulation this period. For a lot of people that are into corruption, even those that are not into corruption, they're not getting...
Are you saying Small Doctor is into corruption?
No, relax. Come on, man. Why are you insinuating that?
Kumba, you are stirring the pot.
I am stirring the pot, and I have to stir the pot.
I'm just saying that this regime is known for not being so generous with money like that.
Okay.
You get. So if you're saying they all got 2 million as thanks for coming, according to Adeyanju, the PDP guy, saying they got, I'm like, no, Buhari wouldn't do that.
Okay, before we talk more about it,
that would be contrary to his belief.
Okay, let me hear Lakwe's reaction, and then we can come back to that again.
Do you know what? When I first heard it, I thought it is possible that they probably did get something, whether or not that figure's correct.
It's up to 2 million.
Yeah, they probably did get something. However, looking at what Ife just said, how possible is it that, you know, this corruption leader, that, by the way, we don't know what he's done with all the money that he saved from the corruption.
Yeah, true.
How likely is it that he gave out 2 million naira to how many of them? There was about
think
I think
five.
there were about
4,
10.
5. Oh,
No,
Yeah, there
because
was
if
quite
you
a lot
count,
of them.
there are about
Toby, the 2 actors.
Yeah. Small Doctor himself.
Small Doctor.
Town Sultan.
Town Sultan.
yeah.
There was the other
Kunle Afolayan.
Yeah, I've counted him
Kunle
already.
Afolayan,
I've counted him already. So let's say estimate about 8 of them, right?
Okay. Let's even say 7.
So let's say 7. 2 times 7 is 14 million.
As in 14 million naira.
Having said
Yeah,
that,
but that's
though,
tip of the iceberg.
It's tip of the
though.
iceberg.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's just a bit like
Yeah.
it sounds something like it sounds like something that would happen.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's happening in the Buhari administration, I don't know. But I don't believe it was up to 2 million at all per person.
But do you believe that he actually got something? Because they only went for a visit, and he's also saying that he only, that he was honoured.
The only reason why I think that they might have got something, whether or not it was monetary or not, the reason why I think that they would have got a thanks for coming thing is because the elections are coming up. He's trying to pander the youth vote. He's trying to get people to feel like he's,
Yeah, because that was what the Adeyanju guy was trying to hang on to, saying that, they've all collected thanks for coming 2 million naira. Very soon they will soon start telling us why Buhari should go for second term.
But they haven't started saying that yet. So what he's saying is speculation.
Yeah,
but we're just
speculation.
assuming, based on like elections and politics, that he probably is trying to pander the young vote, especially as he's had a lot of blunders about youth. The whole not too young to run.
guys.
But even the
what?
celebrities that were there for the dinner, even if they wanted to give out 2 million to get them on their side, I think it would go for the A-list, because these are not social media influencers or youth influencers.
Okay,
that you
there's another
so.
aspect that I want us to quickly look at before we go on to our next story. And this aspect is that I'm beginning to think, it's just a theory, but you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. That some other people actually got paid the 2 million. Maybe that's where speculation is actually coming from. But perhaps Small Doctor himself didn't actually get. What do you think is the possibility? Do you
There's
think the
definitely
others...
an iota of truth in this because where did that come from?
Exactly.
Like you said,
that's what I'm saying. So maybe some of them have gotten the 2 million,
if you ask
but
me,
not
I think
Small
it's
Doctor.
just what is normal, what is what has been happening in the past. Like when you go see a politician or you go see the president, they give you a brown envelope. But what we're saying, not in this Buhari regime, my brother.
All right, then.
It doesn't happen so often now.
All right.
Here, so.
Up next is news on AGN President Emeka Rollas, who has challenged Pascal Atuma to name the alleged prostitutes in Nollywood. Because you're already bursting into laughter.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I was just like, oh, God, I knew this was coming. So the Emeka Rollas has basically come out and said, well...
The thing is, I actually wanted us to start from
the beginning.
So
first
do you remember
all,
what...
first question
Pascal?
is Pascal Atuma someone we should be listening to?
But what did he say, though? Let's start from what he said.
Okay, Pascal was like... the Nollywood industry is controlled by pimps. And any successful actress or actor you see, they're using their body to get to that level.
The exact words he used was prostitute.
Yeah, and that they are all prostitutes,
he also
including
said that
the guys that they use their ASS.
Yeah, to get to the top.
Insinuating that they are gay.
Yeah. He did say that, and he also said that he doesn't care if anyone comes from him because
he's even challenging them that they should come and tell him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any business.
This.
He doesn't get any business from them anyway.
Okay, all right. So let's fast forward back to Emeka Rollas.
So he's basically come back and said that's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And also Ruth Kadiri, who's also an actress, said she's successful and she's never had to do that. I'm surprised a lot more haven't come out because then that would just make his whole argument.
But let me ask you what you guys believe.
But you know what?
What you believe?
I listened to Emeka Rollas and it was making a lot of sense.
Yeah, he was.
Now this is a movie producer that has to work with these people
so he's benefited
that
from
bring life to his script. So he has benefited from all these people. They act for you, and then you now have the
Sorry,
nerve.
who are you talking about? Emeka himself?
No. So Pascal
has
he's a movie producer, and he's had these supposed actresses that have stepped their way to the top work for him.
Working and bringing his scripts to life.
So it wasn't making sense,
but that doesn't matter, though, because at the end of the day, he can still call things out that's happening.
And I'm beginning to think
but
that
you know that he's singing a new song.
Perhaps all of the people that
but he doesn't care. That's what he said.
But there's a new song. He came out and he said it was misunderstood. That was not what he said. Did you guys see that part?
He said it in an interview. How could he not? It was transcribed.
Yeah. No, but it's been out. Even before Emeka Rollas said anything, he came out to say, oh, you guys misunderstood what he said. He didn't mean it
I wish we could talk about it some more. But unfortunately, time will make us move forward. Before we take our next story, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Free extra social data from Etisalat. Data bonanza. Extra data. Data bonanza. No extra cost. Extra data. No extra cost. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. For the multi-data plans. Extra data. Data bonanza. Extra data. No extra cost. Oh, 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 oh. Data bonanza.
Extra social data on monthly Data Plus packs.
Welcome back. It's tea time right here on Plus TV Africa. But before we move on to our next story, I wanted Ife to sort of conclude on our last story because it was really getting interesting. So Ife, just summarize what you had to say the last time.
So Pascal Atuma was at the last Super Eagles game against Iceland. And we won, by the way. Go Eagles.
As if no one knows that already.
It's news.
Okay, so, and then when he was asked about what he said about Nollywood actresses and actors being prostitutes, he said no, it was misunderstood, that he didn't mean it that way and all of that. So I'm wondering, is it because of the backlash that he's beginning to swallow his words now? So that's just the, So what you guys think? Do you think it's the backlash?
Yeah, well, Tokumbo seems to
Why are you laughing?
It's as a result of the backlash.
Yeah, I think
he's
he's backtracking now because of
he's backtracking.
He's backtracking because of the backlash.
It was an interview that was transcribed, so.
Yeah. All right. So just last night, we're moving on to our next story. So just last night, the biggest story, I think, in the entertainment industry broke. And it broke this morning, really. The Nigerian singer D'banj has lost his 1-year-old son. So this is a sad story, isn't it?
Very, very, very sad.
So, and if I were to ask, your initial reactions to this sad story.
Do you know what? My initial reaction was just shock, number one.
Yeah.
And then two, it was immediate sadness because it's a poor 1-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He's barely even had his life. D'banj also, just from his point of view, wasn't around. He was on a flight back.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what's going through his head. And also, he's been away for a while. I mean, and he didn't publicize his marriage. He didn't talk about who his wife was, and he had a baby. And he actually announced both at the same time, and everyone was really happy for him.
Yeah.
So for this to happen so quickly after is really, really upsetting.
Yeah.
I just can't help but feel sorry for. The parents as well, but the child, because the circumstances in which he supposedly died was that he drowned. And, any kind of death is painful, but to have a child drown is really, really sad. And
all right, you know what? We're going to talk about the drowning, but before then, let me hear your take regarding this story.
I was just shocked and I'm really devastated because I was privileged to meet Daniel when he was about 8 months old.
Oh, you've actually met the baby?
Yeah, I've actually met the baby. I even carried the baby, so it's just something very shocking and very sad for me. And I just pray that God keeps the family strong at this very difficult time.
So, like you were saying, that he drowned. What was the
so allegedly the baby drowned in the swimming pool in their home. I think D'banj posted quite a few pictures of the house and around the pool. Under how he drowned and what circumstances that led to the drowning
we don't know yet.
It's currently unknown. But it's just, the thought of a child drowning is really, really devastating. And it's just sad that,
Absolutely sad.
Yeah, it's happened so soon. And there's not much to say on it, really, other than the fact that we express all of our condolences go out to D'banj and his family. Actually, Davido was kind enough to give him a shout out as well at the BET Awards when he won his awards.
Yes.
Whether or not I thought that was necessary, I don't know, but because it's very soon after. But it was nice. It was a nice way to kind of
good gesture.
Yeah.
It's just a very sad situation. I'm just short of words on
Apart from Davido, has anyone else in the celebrity world come out
Don Jazzy, of course, has come out to write on his Twitter. Peter Okoye,
as well.
Aramide, the singer.
Wow.
Yeah, a couple of them.
And D'banj himself, he's posted a picture as well.
Yeah, but at least they're seeking a lot of privacy at this moment. The media should try and respect them at their time of grief, because the Banj, I don't even know if it's back yet.
Well, he was on the flight back when he posted the picture, because he was coming back from the BET Awards. Hence why Davido probably said that message, because they were there together. Now, the bloggers and the like social media sites couldn't actually release the information until he was aware, because they've obviously found out first because it happened here and he was on the way, he was in America, and time difference and stuff. So, yeah, I think the only thing we could say is just, to ask for God's protection at this time for everyone, really, and everyone that's got a child out there. Just, I mean, I can imagine lots of parents like keeping their kids really, really close to them at this time. I'm just really, really shocked, because he was only one. And his birthday was the other day.
Yeah, his birthday was just a month ago.
Yes, but I know we need to be sensitive about this, and I know we need to sympathise with the family, but, there's still a certain group of people that are talking about this, and I think we should just delve into it just a little bit quickly before we move on. Now, people are saying that was the person that was responsible negligent, at the time. So I said
I wouldn't want to
go down
make any comment on this, because we don't have the full story. We don't have the facts. We don't know the circumstances.
We don't even know if that child can swim. I mean, a lot of modern day parents teach their kids how to swim.
So I think
that regardless, my point is that someone should have been there.
There are people talking about it, but we don't know if someone was there. We don't know the circumstances surrounding the story.
We don't know if he slipped and drowned. We don't know if the person that was there could swim.
We don't know what happened, so I think we're not in a position to talk about this now. As it's evolved and as it grows, we would definitely talk about it. But
and also, just off the back of that, I don't even think there's anything to talk about, even if it's negligent or not. Because at the end of the day,
someone has died.
Someone has died.
Yeah,
that's the child has died.
No, a child is, an adult, someone has died, regardless.
But in this case, it's an infant. It's just 13
what I'm saying is, regardless, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult, it's still the same, weight anyway. So someone has died. It's sad enough, and it's
I've been seeing comments from the angle you're coming from, but comments I do not want to talk about, and comments I think are very unnecessary
and insensitive. All right, for more on this story, we'll go over now to our newsroom to hear from our social media analyst Buki November. Let's hear what Buki has to say. Buki, over to you.
Hi everyone. So as much as I want to agree with Ife and say, let's not talk about it because it's really a sad story, we have people online who are asking a question that, yes, Tokumbo, you asked earlier. So D'banj wasn't home, and most people online are blaming the mom for what happened to the child, which I think is just heartless. I mean, it's bad enough that she's lost a child. You don't come and start asking questions that, where was she when it happened? What was she doing? What was she looking at when the child went and got into the pool? It's just all kinds of messy. We have people online just putting up comments like that. And of course, Nigerians aren't very nice people like that. They came after them, with counter comments saying these children are, at this age, they are very active, Maybe she just took her eye off him 1 minute and then it happened. So what I'm going to do is just check out some of the celebrity comments, their condolences, and then the comments about the mom and what role she played in the incident that happened. So let's check out the comments. So people, I don't care whose fault it was. I don't care. These things happen. Even children that are carried by their parents right there, if something bad is going to happen to them, you can't really stop it. So nobody should blame anyone. I think it's really too early to even to be talking about who it is to blame for this. Our heart goes out to D'banj. We just want them to be fine. We pray for them that they go through this period and they get out of it and they move on with life. Now that's all from me to come back to you.
Yeah, that was Buki giving us that report on the D'banj story. And that brings us to the end of the program. Join us later today for afternoon tea. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors and the entire production team. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo, and as they say in German, Auf Wiedersehen.